Friends, will you take a breath with me? And another. I invite you into a spirit of prayer and meditation, to be grounded where you are, to be where you are, to be here now. Our words for meditation are from my colleague, Kate Tucker, called Dear Mr. Floyd. Dear Mr. Floyd, in pandemic times we learned that breath is everything. Look what we'll risk to keep it flowing in and out of our lungs, to feel it cool the nostrils, to feel the breastbone rise, to trust how it finds its way and feeds the blood. In pandemic times, we see how the world goes to work for a simple breath, giving up livelihoods, bringing children home from school to protect this elementary act, sees the nurses in shields like warriors, sees mask makers at their sewing machines intent over scraps of fabric, sees factories retool to make machines that push air through our windpipes so we can sing the song of life, sees distilleries turn spirits into sanitizer to make our hands clean, but our hands are not clean, Mr. Floyd, because of the other virus, the contaminant which is our pre-existing condition and causes us to step away from each other for centuries. Now your town is on fire, and you lie still on the pavement. See how our tears fall on our masks. See how our masks fall from our faces. See the fabric unravel, Mr. Floyd. Rise, please rise like the smoke. Do not refuse to haunt us. Do not refuse to haunt us. Or how will we remember what we learn and forget? Breath is not cheap. Will you take a breath with me? And another. Friends, we don't walk through this life alone. We don't have to. We share with each other the joys and the sorrows of our days. We share with each other the fears and anxieties of our livings. We enter into this moment and take off all our masks, trusting our lives into the common care of each other. I invite you in the chat to share the names of those you wish to lift up in the love of this community. I invite you to share your joy and your sorrow alike. I invite you not to go it alone. Each week in our community, we light candles of joy and candles of sorrow. Each week in our community, we reaffirm this commitment that we don't have to go through life alone, that we're not fundamentally isolated, but we can trust and place our lives into each other's hands. We do that when we gather in person each by lighting candles, and the common flame and heat and light and warmth is the light and the warmth also of our community. These days, that shame sharing happens here online. And I invite you now in the chat to share the names of anyone you wish to lift up in the love of this community, to share the joys that lift you up and the burdens and the sorrow that wears you down. I invite you in the chat to share your lives and your joys and your sorrows with each other, or to raise 2 fingers in silence by typing in I, so that we know and see you. Amen.